I'm taking floats and I'm making them human scale, human size, just like I did with American Apparel. I'm sizing floats for real people. Today. Not these fucking fatty floats that are for people in Iowa or whatever. I'm making floats for people who are in real cities like New York, like
instead
Vancouver.
of Garfield, it's just a life-size.
Okay. Before we get into the news, I did want to thank everyone who came to Rock Hard Caucus Live at 8035. Thousands of attendees. We're friends with Killer Mike now. Fifth year in a row that we've performed at 8035. So thanks again for having us there. I think the most well-attended event at the whole festival is what I heard.
That's what I heard. I couldn't attend, unfortunately. The lineup was a little weak, and Waterworks Park is not a good venue for that. I really enjoyed the downtown 8035, and now it seems like it might actually be dead because they couldn't have made too much money off of OK Go and Killer Mike at the Waterworks Park.
Yeah,
not good.
I have heard complaints about the new location. Okay, anyway, there was some news yesterday.
Richard Simmons died.
Yeah, I was pretty sad about that. I pulled up some of his hits. The Whose Line Is It Anyway thing that he did. Remember when he was on Johnny Bravo? Huh?
I did not know that.
No? Okay.
I do know in the 90s or early 2000s, like my entire family was on the Richard Simmons diet. And we had like little like planner books that was kind of like, you had like a little door that you would close when you like satisfied, like it would break down different like macronutrients and you would like close the little door on your card when you satisfied one.
Oh, interesting.
My parents lost a lot of weight, so.
Oh, so it worked.
It worked.
That's interesting. That's cool. Okay, well, rest in peace to Richard Simmons. I do want to say that Maggie is here with us now. Hello, Maggie.
What's up?
Thanks for being here. Welcome back to the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it is July 14th. This is the 156th episode of Rock Hard Caucus. And I guess we can get into this. Let me set some music up first. I think this will be good to have a little bit of bed music underneath it. I'm reading here Donald Trump's post on Truth Social from last night. He said this: I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place. So I realized then what was happening. God bless America is the last part of that. All caps, God bless America. Which is an interesting thing to say after being shot.
I mean, that whole statement is an interesting thing to say after being shot. I like how he thanked, or, he gave his condolences to the family of another person who is badly injured, but not the person themselves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to the family. Yeah, condolences to them.
How not to rip the skin by shooting someone else's dad.
So Trump was shot in the ear. One person's dead. 2 people are injured. That's the last thing that I saw. The shooter was some kid wearing a YouTuber's t-shirt.
Yeah, some gun
right-wing
fucking YouTube channel t-shirt.
I'm already forgetting the name of it.
Demolition Ranch.
Demolition Ranch. Is that something that you knew about at all, Maggie?
Allegedly, yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much about guns or shooting people.
Right. I was looking through
Me
that
neither.
page a little bit. It doesn't seem to have any direct involvement with Kyle Rittenhouse, but a frequent collaborator with the Demolition Ranch. I believe he calls himself the AK guy. Seems to have done some stuff with Kyle Rittenhouse a few times. So 1 degree of separation.
Where were you when Donald Trump got grazed on the ear with a bullet?
Well, I was watching Richard Simmons on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I was at the Jordan Creek Mall at the Nintendo World exhibit with a bunch of kids around. And I pulled out my phone and I was like, oh, check this out. And I showed it to my girlfriend. And then we were like, man, what a bad shot.
Did they have any, did they have like a Mario Kart display where you can sit in the car?
I didn't see that, no.
Okay.
But they had a
That's
bunch
too
of
bad.
little games for kids. There's a huge line for the claw machine to get like plushies, Nintendo plushies and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a good reminder that, life goes on. Even when one of the top candidates for president gets shot, then, people are still going to the mall and trying to win plushies.
Oh, yeah. Where were you, Maggie?
I was playing Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty tight. I was, that's my alibi, obviously.
Yeah, when I say I was watching Richard Simmons, I mean here in my house. I was here in Coralville, Iowa.
Yeah.
I was not in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I've
all my
never
friends
been there.
saw me. I had receipts from local businesses.
Yeah. It's probably some surveillance footage of me in my house watching TV. Okay, so here's a question for you. Do you think there was
flag?
any? Yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at.
absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to kill the president with a 22?
It just feels like it's too good for him, right?
What do you mean? Oh, just the fact that he just barely got grazed and then got the cool photo op.
Yeah, I mean the whole aftermath, like he played it off super well. He looks tough. Yeah, I don't know. And like he's really like literally under attack.
Yeah. He did get shot in the ear, though.
Yeah. I'm not buying the false flag angle. Sometimes these things just happen,
Yeah, sometimes there are just weirdos out there. There's so many mediocre white men in this country that we have coddled, and they think that they'll be able to kill the president from 200 yards with a 22 long rifle.
Did you see the BBC interviewed a guy who was wearing a Trump visor who like saw the whole thing like minutes before it happened?
Yeah, I saw that they were like trying to flag down people like, hey, there's a guy with a gun up there.
Yeah,
He's probably going to do something with that gun. Should probably
Trying
check
to
it
kill the
out.
cops, and they're just all on their phones.
Sure, buddy.
I watched this thing and he's like, he apparently loves Trump because he's got the merch and stuff. And he and his friends were like having a party at his house. They live near this farm where the rally was.
Sorry,
And
clarifying question. Is this a British Trump guy?
no, the interviewer was from BBC, but this was like just a Pennsylvanian,
Damn. Okay, never mind.
And you know what? Let me, just so you can see it, I do want you to see what the guy was wearing at the very least.
Yeah, maybe he was asking for it. I mean, you're going to dress like the president?
This guy here. So he's got like a Trump visor
that fucking
on.
kills. Holy shit.
And it's got like, I think that's fake hair, right? The orange stuff.
I don't know. It matches his beard.
It's a little brighter than his beard.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro looks like he's on Sesame Street.
It's Muppet hair. Anyway, he was nearby, and they're
Next
playing
to the most British man in the world.
yeah. That guy's apparently blind too. The interviewer. So there's a lot of story there.
Okay, I'm crossing off another suspect.
They didn't want to like deal with the crowd of like getting into the rally, so their plan was once they heard Trump speaking, they would go near the rally and listen from outside. Which
They would
gave them
stand on the roof of a nearby building.
right. Which gave them the perfect vantage point to seeing this kid climb up onto a roof with a gun. And he said that for like several minutes they were like flagging down cops and like security people like, hey, there's a dude up there with a gun, and they just didn't do anything apparently. So I don't know. What would convince you, Evan, that this may be a false flag?
If there was some very convenient manifesto that just happened to leak that was like blaming it on Joe Biden's fiery rhetoric.
Right. Yeah. There's some
if he had
people
been
in the
on
media trying
the
that.
fair play for sorry. I was gonna say if he had been on the fair play for Cuba committee.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right. If he had done any training in Cuba for the CIA at any point in the past, then maybe. But did you see there's some guy who is like, I'm like a high level Valorant player, and here are the tips for the Secret Service. Like he's like, you got to flank, you gotta send up a drone, so you can you can spot any high level combatants. But I don't know if that really experience really applies for presidential assassination attempts.
Yeah, I did see a lot of talk of the lack of drones. Like, why don't they have drones flying around at all these events?
I understand the impulse to see this go down and say, if I was there, it would have gone down different.
Yeah.
It would not have happened if I was there.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the lessons is just that, like, big, powerful institutions are sometimes also, like, bad at their jobs. Like, people in any field are bad at their jobs, and sometimes they fail, and sometimes some lone gunman guy got bullied.
Amateur shooters.
Yeah. Sometimes all it takes is just one 20-year-old kid to,
gust of winds, anything.
Yep.
Think about how many Trump rallies there have been where somebody didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
If you're on security detail for Trump rallies, you've got a track record of like thousands where no one shot the former president.
Mm-hmm.
You get complacent.
Yeah. A Trump rally is actually the safest place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this yesterday, and I can remember being in the same general area as Donald Trump 5 times before, and nothing bad happened to me. I was protected.
It's an irrational fear people have of being shot.
Speaking of, though, blaming this on the left, I was, staying up last night just staring at my phone for a while. And Lucas Grunmeyer, who's in charge of the opinion editorial section of the Des Moines Register, he retweeted a post of somebody sharing this like blog post by Jonathan Turley. I believe this was also published in The Hill yesterday. And Jonathan Turley had this out like pretty much right away. He was I think that he just thought someone was going to shoot Trump. At some point, it's got to happen. So he had this piece ready to go whenever the day finally came. And it's called "The Attempted Assassination of Trump is Not Nearly as Surprising as It Should Be."
I kind of empathize with that, or, understand that viewpoint. Because yesterday I was just like, I didn't feel anything about it. I was just like, I was like, yeah, that's doesn't surprise me that much. Like, yeah, I mean, like you said, he's spoken at thousands of rallies and it's been thousands of opportunities. So, just this one guy decided to take his chance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was feeling a lot of emotions about it, but as soon as it's like, oh, he got shot in the ear and he's fine, it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay. Another thing, like, did they have to kill the shooter? I want to know what he had to say. That always bums me out.
He has the right
things.
to a fair trial.
Yeah. Who made you judge, jury, and executioner? Secret Service guy?
So true.
But yeah, this headline, I also I feel the same way. Like, again, I was reading about Richard Simmons, and then some tweet interfered with my Richard Simmons marathon saying the president's been shot in Pennsylvania. Or sorry, he's not the president yet, but you know what I mean.
My president.
Yeah.
He was a president, so I mean, still counts. You get that Secret Service detail for life. You know?
Right. For all the good it does, apparently.
I'd be making them play board games and shit.
Yeah. You got homies. You got a crew of homies to follow you around for the rest of your life.
Literally.
Mandatory overtime hangout duty. But yeah, anyway, I was not that surprised. My immediate reaction was, that's probably not a big deal. It's probably happened before, right? Okay, but Jonathan Turley, let's see. The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump left the nation stunned. But the most shocking aspect was that it was not nearly as surprising as it should have been. For months, politicians, the press, and pundits have escalated reckless rhetoric in this campaign on both sides. That includes claims that Trump was set to kill democracy, unleash death squads, and make homosexuals and reporters disappear.
Homosexuals and reporters.
A little redundant, huh?
Yeah, I am also under attack as a member of the media.
Right. President Biden has stoked this rage rhetoric. I think he does kind of go into rage mode sometimes. I've referred to his Cotton Hill face, and that's kind of when he gets into the...
Yeah. He was doing some real, like, demonic whispering, and,
that's
like...
right.
Yeah, that whole press conference has been wiped out from history. Like, we were going to talk about that today, but...
Justin, it sucks that you found a guy who was saying this, because this is a bit that I was going to do. Joe Biden's fiery rhetoric has led to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's somebody who's like genuinely believes that, apparently. His name is Jonathan Turley.
Thanks, Mr. Turley.
Evan, since you mentioned it, I will say I did have a whole plan of like a slate of topics we could discuss that I put together yesterday morning. And this is the problem with doing like podcasts about current events. There's always a new current. Mm-hmm. I think the lesson is I should stop planning at all.
Yeah, I mean, we riff it out. We don't, we don't have to stick. We like. There's a lot of stuff we don't even talk about that's on the document.
Yeah.
We don't always get the documents. Justin's dossier, podcast dossier.
In 2022, Biden held his controversial speech before Independence Hall where he denounced Trump supporters as enemies of the people. Biden recently referenced the speech and has embraced the claims that this could be our last Democratic election. I'm not familiar with this speech. Do you recall this?
No.
I mean, I received his coded messages through the broadcast, and I have acted on them and will continue to do so. But he didn't. It's not words that he literally said out loud. No.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know why they're going after Biden when Hillary Clinton was the one who called Trump supporters deplorables. So, like,
right.
She didn't call them a basket of deplorables, and this probably would have never happened.
That's dehumanizing.
Yeah.
If they all fit in a basket, that's not. Yeah. You're not talking about people.
Some of those Trump supporters are big,
I've seen them. What do you do with something that is deplorable? If you deplore something, what are you supposed to do about that? You get on a roof. I think he's just hawking a book here. I discussed this rage rhetoric in my new book, The Indispensable Right. Free Speech in an Age of Rage. It's a good title.
Wow.
We're living through an age of rage. It is not our first.
These guys should start a band.
Age of Rage. It's not our first, but it may be the most dangerous such period in our history. Yeah, I don't know about that. There was really just part of this that got screenshotted on Twitter, and this is what Lucas Grunmeyer was retweeting. So again, this is what I really want to drive home. The guy who's in charge of the editorial board of the Des Moines Register thought that this was like a very valuable message here.
Sorry, this is the most violent and dangerous period of rage that's ever happened in the world.
Yeah, thank you for not letting me skip past that. This is right now rage. It's an age of rage, and it may be the most dangerous period of all time.
Period of all time. The most dangerous hatred related period of all time. Okay, yeah. No, it is. Yeah, like when I go to the grocery store and I see someone wearing a T-shirt that says the ATF is gay or whatever, that is Hitler and Jim Crow to me.
Oh, I forgot about Hitler.
Yeah.
Well, that's understandable. They actually wrote it out of the Minions lore, so it doesn't count in this instance.
Okay, this is what I was gonna read here. The media has been quick to denounce reckless rhetoric from the right, while largely ignoring the same language on the left. That included threats against conservative Supreme Court justices before the assassination plot against Brett Kavanaugh. Another thing that I don't recall. There was an assassination plot?
They're talking about the people who showed up at their houses and protested.
Yeah.
Is it that simple?
I'm certain.
I think that's on point.
Yeah. There is a Wikipedia page called Brett Kavanaugh Assassination Plot.
Yeah, because that was what that guy said to that Des Moines or the KCCI reporter. He was like, "We're going to do to Kavanaugh, or we're going to finish the job of what we intended to do to Kavanaugh." Was that whatever the fuck? Oh, I guess it was
the weather guy.
Yeah. That was like the threat that the guy sent him. Was like, "We're going to do to you what they were going to do to Kavanaugh," or something.
Right. Did he say something about Whitmer too? Like the governor kidnapping plot?
I don't know.
Whatever. Weathermen are under attack also. It should have said like homosexuals, reporters, weathermen. They're all, Trump's going to kill them all.
Yeah. Well, weatherman's the kind of reporter. So
they have to go into hiding. They have to start the Weather Underground.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. I knew there was some way to get to that.
Yeah.
This is basically a long blog post about this being kind of the fault of both sides, but the media has turned a blind eye to reckless rhetoric on the left. And this, like, it seems like some posts got deleted between last night when I first saw it and today, because the kid who shot the gun doesn't seem to be on the left.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking, like 2.5% of the population died during the Civil War. So it's like, it's kind of fucked up that Lincoln, like, kind of contributed to that. And, like, it's basically at fault for it.
He had some inflammatory rhetoric when he did the Gettysburg Address about fighting people uphill or whatever.
Yeah, true.
It takes two to tango. There's always two sides to a story.
I saw something about this kid getting bullied in high school because he was always wearing hunting outfits. And
yeah,
I can empathize. That's kind of what happens to me and all my gay friends right now.
I have seen you all wearing camo a lot lately.
Guess what's up? Don't start doing it if you're straight, though. We can't go back to that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not my place to wear those kind of clothes.
I would love to see it though.
You want to see me in camo?
Just Justin in camo and like a orange reflective vest.
Justin freaky camo.
Yeah, am I like gay adjacent enough to just try it once?
I think insofar as like if you wore camo, people would call you can I say faggot on the show?
I think so.
Okay, insofar as if you wore hunting camo, people would call you a faggot, yes.
Okay, I'll do it. We'll try it out.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so jonathanturley.org fortunately has a comments section, and I did want to show this comment to both of you because it made me laugh a lot. This one here from Prole, this one right there.
One of us.
The Joseph Goebbels or Goebbels. And that doesn't translate well to audio. He spelled it wrong both times, is the thing. Of the left. The Goebbels of the left caused this crime. He spelled it Goebbels. That's very close. And then the other one is Girbels, which is a lot further away. Joseph Goebbels.
Joseph Gerbils.
This is also by Discus user Prole, like proletarian.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't read this one before, so I hadn't prepared to talk about this. But another Discus user, Anonymous, is talking about Dennis McIntyre. I don't know who the fuck that is. But he says, when I read a McIntyre post, I envision Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets, Jeff Dunham's Walter, or Grandpa Simpson.
Which one's Walter? Is that's not one of the racist ones?
No, it's just the old man.
You know what I mean?
The character himself is probably he is racist.
Right.
But yeah. It's not a racial caricature. Yeah. Anyway, do you feel who do you feel is at fault for this? Basically, Democrats or Republicans. That's it, right? That's all we got in America.
Only two possibilities.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anything. Atmospheric conditions, not enough training, maybe cramped up. I think it's out of our hands at this point.
Yeah, I did see that
they might have turned off HARP for a day or something. Like,
I did see that he wears glasses, or wore. He is dead now, of course, but maybe this. And if you're up on a roof, up over the trees, the sun may be glaring on his glasses a bit. Yeah. There's a lot of circumstantial impediments to assassination attempts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that my goal here is to craft the perfect response to this. Like, I know why this happened, I know how to prevent it in the future, and I know how to fix all the problems. I think that's my goal today. Somebody brought up the guy who threw his shoes at George W. Bush.
Yeah, another historical failure.
Yeah, last presidential assassination attempt.
Well, that's why they banned shoes on.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that before or after the shoe bomber incident?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what was in those soles.
Well, the shoe bomber saw that and was like, I have the greatest idea of all time.
Yeah. But obviously it's too late because now the shoes are on their radar. You know, they hadn't thought about shoes before that.
Now they put your shoes in the penis identification machine.
Mm-hmm. The man himself, I'm sorry, I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. Muntadar al-Zaidi. So I probably got pretty close. The man himself, this is the guy who threw the shoes at Bush. This is his take on the situation. There are several peaceful ways to object to Trump's policy without resorting to murder or assassination.
Well, he's grown as a person. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he maybe is suggesting that we just throw our shoes at Donald Trump. But if you get enough shoes, I mean, that
if
does
you get enough shoes, they're going to kill you.
Yeah, that does add up to an assassination, I think.
Yeah, and also it's like really hard to throw a shoe that far when you're like stationed on a adjacent building or whatever. Like, how many yards away? It was like 150 yards or something. Like, you need like a major league pitcher.
At that point, shoe gun. And then you're like not, it's kind of the same situation. You know, now that I'm thinking about what the gun was firing, what came out of it, I want to read from Melania Trump, the wife of the victim here. She released a statement today. And I feel like she's not that public facing, right? Like, she doesn't really release statements. She's not that type of person. No. Unless I've just ignored hundreds of statements from her in the past, which is certainly possible. But she released this today. I'm thinking of you now, my fellow Americans. We have always been a unique union. Oh, sorry, let me pull this up again. We've always been a unique union. America, the fabric of our gentle nation, is tattered, but our courage and common sense must ascend and bring us back together as one. When I watched that violent bullet strike my husband, Donald, I realized my life and Barron's life were on the brink of devastating change. I'm grateful to the brave Secret Service agents and law enforcement officials who risked their own lives to protect my husband. She called it a violent bullet.
Well, most bullets are nonviolent.
It's true.
Bullets don't kill people.
I think that's true.
And we learned that today or yesterday or whatever.
Yeah, obviously it didn't. Yeah, violent bullet. It's such a strange way to talk about it. She also reminded us, when I watched that violent bullet strike my husband, Donald. Yeah, don't forget.
There's no way she called him Donald. That's fucked up.
I did not. I think Biden did some kind of statement last night, and he may be speaking right now also while we record this, but he also referred to him by his first name, which seems so weird.
Yeah, for sure.
He's done that, though. He did that at the debate, right?
Oh, did he? I don't remember.
Maybe I'm full of shit, but that's fucked up. I don't like that. He shouldn't be Donald.
No, it's not right.
They should call him at least the Don. You know, put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJT. You know.
I also think they said that Biden called him, like they talked on the phone last night.
Well, they do that a lot. Yeah. No, you hang up style shit.
Twirling the little phone cord around their fingers.
Yeah.
They are old guys. They've got like those old curly phone cords.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
A little more from Melania. This is like a 2-page statement. It's probably the most words by Melania Trump I've ever read, for sure. A monster who recognized my husband as an inhuman political machine attempted to wring out Donald's passion, his laughter, ingenuity, love of music, and inspiration.
That's so good.
The core facets of my husband's life, his human side, were buried below the political machine.
An inhuman political machine. It's like probably one of the most beautiful descriptions of that man I've ever heard.
That's genuinely compelling. Good job. Was that what Melania wrote?
That's in her statement. Yeah. I mean, I wonder, like, did she do this all on her own, or did she get like a speechwriter?
What do you mean by that, Justin?
Well, women can't write, right?
This is translated from Slovenian.
Interesting. The fucking Bernie Bros.
Like English isn't her first language, and I'm sure they've got like a plenty of people who help them write speeches and stuff. Well, you know what? It is Trump, so maybe not. He kind of just riffs, right?
Interesting.
His love of music. It's like, that's one of the things I associate the most with the man too. So he really loves music.
What music do you think he listens to?
Well, he loves Broadway.
Yeah, he loves Cats. He loves Memories.
Yeah, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Wait.
He loves them.
Yeah, he's literally
he's like a show tunes guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a pedophile.
This is not a joke.
Well,
he's
also friends with Epstein.
Loves Broadway shows.
I forgot that, but learning that he likes show tunes.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
there's
multiple clues.
Have you seen all the people? So I don't know. Like, there was some recently like revealed documents that have like more connections between Trump and Epstein.
Yeah,
but it's like not really verifiable information as far as I can see. But there's prior to the assassination attempt, the news was all about, are they going to replace Biden? And there were so many libs pissed that the news was covering, is Joe Biden going to stay in the race? And they were not covering sort of the murky Trump pedophile documents.
I don't think there's anything that could come out about Trump being a pedophile that would change the polls at this point. Like,
photographic evidence, I think, might be the one exception to that.
I don't know.
There's photographic evidence.
Well,
yeah,
what are they going to put a photo of Trump fucking a child on the TV? No, that's just liability. You can't show people child pornography.
That's true.
Do you think in our lifetimes we will ever get to a point where they'll do that on the news?
It's a good point. It would be an unprecedented situation.
Well, yeah, what's the riff here, boys? I think we just...
I've been surprised as some, like, it feels like over time, what's allowed on the TV news has gotten a little bit broader. Like, you know, it seems like stuff that they wouldn't normally want to show, they show, and
more women on there.
Will they ever get that far? I don't know.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't... Yeah, good one, guys. I don't think that the Trump Epstein shit is anything to people. Like, obviously, it is meaningful, and it sucks that we're just electing one or the other of the richest pedophiles in the world to being the president. But everyone knows that Trump's on the flight logs. I don't think it changes how people vote.
Yeah, no. There's like already pictures of him with like him and Ghislaine and all that. Like, it's already out there. I meant, photographic evidence that I meant. But anyway, I
think the
let's move
waters
on.
Have been,
yeah.
Let's keep talking about this. I think the waters have been muddied enough with like AI generated images that even if that was out there, there's enough plausible deniability that's like, it's fake anyway. What did Chuck Grassley have to say about this? He's one of our nation's finest writers. After surviving an assassination attempt, you can see Prez Trump will never stop fighting for America. Political violence has no place in this world. Barbara and I are praying for the innocent people who were killed or injured in yesterday's attack. Answers needed on security breach now.
I only support non-political violence.
Yeah, that's a big topic of discussion right now, is a lot of people who would be the targets of political violence seem to be against what they're calling political violence. Political violence is, of course, when a politician is subjected to violence.
Yeah, there's a lot of political violence that I've seen that nobody seems to still be talking about, like, when the cops show up to a protest or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's politics, right?
Or when some no good activists do terrorism at the Iowa Memorial Union.
Right. Criminal mischief sometimes is a type of political violence.
I would also classify every war in history as an example of political violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Political violence is actually when you're mean to people and shoot them in the ear.
I think that's pretty much all that happened yesterday.
And kill people who were there and didn't really do anything. So that part is bad. But
that part sucks. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he was just kind of mean to Donald Trump, though. I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, he did him a solid.
I've seen worse things happen to people in the pit than what happened to Donald Trump yesterday.
If you get to be one of the presidents who gets shot and you stay on the podium and you're like, these motherfuckers just tried to kill me. Like, that makes you the GOAT. Like, I'm sorry.
That's kind of why I've entertained the thoughts of this being a false flag. It's just like, could this have been any more perfect for him?
It's perfect for him.
No.
The answer is no. It probably is not a false flag.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is now apparently Biden is for sure, like all the people who have been running the campaign to replace Biden are like, oh, like we can't do it now. Our nation is in mourning. It's like, we can't, I don't know what the actual reasoning behind that would be, but like, it's fucking stupid and it's another gift to the orange man.
I've got an idea, and I think it is that they think he's going to win no matter who they put up. So they're like,
that's
just let Joe Biden fall on that
very,
grade.
very possible.
That's kind of where my mind went as well. Like, they got to throw somebody to the wolves. It might as well be this guy who's got nothing left.
Yeah. There's one thing I think Biden could do to secure the race, and I think it is do what this man failed to do.
Yeah. That is pretty much the only thing at this point, yeah.
That'd be baller. They should have a duel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the most dangerous times in history, that used to be normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If two guys are mad at each other, they just go outside and fire guns at each other.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Alexander Hamilton. Aaron Burr got his ass.
Yeah.
I thought they had rap battles back then.
It was a rap battle that Aaron Burr won, and then because he won, he got to shoot him. This is how it went.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
I've never actually seen Hamilton.
What? You gotta go.
I haven't actually either. Just want to put that out.
Annoying face while saying that for the audience.
Yeah, one of the worst car rides of my life. Somebody put on Hamilton, insisting I would love it.
How well did you know this person?
Oh, not well. It's sort of
yeah. Okay. There you go.
I won't get into it for other people's sake. You remember John Delaney?
Yeah. Big Delaney fan. Yeah, he's out here. I haven't heard his name for a while, but you know.
Yeah. He tweeted about an hour ago. In this era of deep political divisions and violence, we must reject politicians that sow divisions for their own political gain. They engage in a false narrative that implies that half the country is unpatriotic and wrong about everything they believe. We can do better. 2 American flags, 2 praying hands emojis. I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I think he's just posting just to post.
Has Rob Sand said anything? Because that sounds like the most Rob Sand statement.
Yeah, I didn't put that in the document, but he absolutely put out a statement yesterday.
Because he's not saying who they is. He's just like, I mean, If you replace they with partisan actors, bad partisans engage in a false narrative.
Yeah, I just scanned it for the word partisan just to make sure. Rob Sand, Iowa State Auditor. This is his statement. My statement on the political violence that erupted at a Trump campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Also a strange way to describe one guy on the roof with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Please join our family and all Iowans in praying for former President Donald Trump and anyone else impacted by this senseless act of violence. Political violence of any kind is unacceptable and has no place in a democracy. Thankful for the quick action by Secret Service and law enforcement who put their lives on the line each and every day in service of our country. I'm an Iowan. I am not praying for Donald Trump. I will admit. Hopefully that doesn't get me fired.
I'm sending my thoughts and prayers, so I think you might be a heartless partisan, Justin.
You remember Tom Cotton? That's a guy who has had a lot of things to say about political violence over the past few years, right? Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas. I remember him very well in 2020 calling for the National Guard to, violently shut down large protests in major cities.
Violently, but not politically.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
It's not politics if we all want those people to be killed, right?
Right.
What's political about that? We all agree that
is what politics is. It's just agreeing on who to kill, you know?
Yeah.
So this is a statement from Tom Cotton. There's some nice editorializing here. This is from Chris Cameron. I'm not sure. He's a reporter with somebody, but Senator Tom Cotton, who earlier this year called for citizens to use physical force against peaceful pro-Palestinian protesters, condemned political violence in an appearance on CBS, saying that Americans should settle differences through political debates and through elections. We don't settle them through violence.
Well, a protest is not a debate, it's violence. Because you might stop a car from going somewhere or slow it down.
Yeah, violently standing in front of a car is unacceptable in the United States.
What if there was an ambulance there? And don't answer that question because I'm not interested in the response.
It is impressive that one Trump rally managed to be more violent than every pro-Palestinian protest combined. Other than violence done by the police, but
they should have skunk sprayed him.
Have there been fatalities at any of the college campus encampments? I don't recall anyone dying, despite them being the targets of really violent, evil people. I don't believe anyone was killed.
Yeah.
It's always violence from the police that gets people killed at protests. See Ashley Babbitt.
Oh, yeah. Good point. R.I.P. to Ashley. Mm-hmm. I do want to talk a little bit about Joe Biden, because that's what I had prepared. I know it got kind of overshadowed. It's maybe irrelevant now, but I found an Iowa representative with the podcast, and so I really need to shoehorn this in a little bit.
Wait, do you have competition now, Justin?
Yes,
that's what he's doing. He's searching every day. He's looking out for Iowa podcasts to just watch his back, you know?
We have to start beef immediately.
This is Representative John Wills. He's got a podcast called Chill with Wills. But before we get there, the news of the week prior to the assassination attempt was that people running for competitive congressional seats have been suggesting or outright calling for Joe Biden to be replaced as the presidential candidate. Christina Bohannon and Sarah Corkery in Iowa, who are probably going to lose. I mean, probably definitely going to lose now, but it was within the realm of possibility that they could win. They're very visibly distancing themselves from the unpopular president. They were calling for Biden to be replaced. But Republicans really want Biden to stay at the top of the ticket because he's very unpopular and vulnerable. So I was looking for statements, on either side of this issue, like people who want Biden to stay, people who want him to go. And it's all a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I care anymore.
I don't either. I mean, the whole Christina Bohannon thing is she did what's best for her political career. And that's what all of these people are doing. There's no consistency behind it. I mean, there are people obviously are actually concerned that he's going to lose, but whatever. I don't know if who knows what the actual strategy is, the best strategy is. No idea. It's
all kind of fucked. But I was looking at the Iowa Standard, one of my favorite sources for Iowa news, and they had this piece by Representative John Wills, who was saying that Biden should stay in the race. This piece is called "Democrats Should Honor Votes Made. Keep Biden as Nominee." And I was trying to find more about John Wills, like what kind of bills has he put forward?
Yeah.
What's his career like?
Honor how many votes cast in the Iowa primary?
Right.
Like 100?
Yeah, this whole thing is very, very insincere. Like, everyone knows this was not a real primary, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't even like other people on the ballot in like a lot of states. Like, there's like just no challengers other than writing in uncommitted.
Right. So I'll read the first part of this, and then when I was trying to find out more about John Wills, a kind of standard right-wing Iowa Republican, but I found that he has a podcast. So I'll read the first part, and then I'll play for you his podcast, because this same piece he read aloud for his podcast, Chill with Wills. So it starts like this. Recently, there have been calls for President Joe Biden to step down from the race for president from media, politicians like Iowa's own former Senator Tom Harkin, and others. This is a dangerous precedent to set when millions of votes have been cast for President Biden in primaries and caucuses. Having been told that policies I have voted on to make our elections safe and more secure were voter suppression bills, I can't even explain how I feel when people are talking about nullifying millions of votes just because their candidate is doing poorly in the polls and in a debate. So he's mad because he's trying to do voter suppression, but this is real voter suppression, not his voter suppression bills.
Great.
All right, and now I'm going to present to you the incredible production quality of the Chill with Wills podcast by Iowa Representative John Wills.
Friends, recently there have been calls to have President Joe Biden step down from the race for president from media, politicians like Iowa's own former Senator Tom Harkin and others. This is a dangerous precedent to set when millions of votes have been cast for President Biden in primaries and caucuses. Having been told that policies I have voted on to make our elections safe and more secure were voter suppression bills, I can't even explain how I...
Okay, so that's the same thing that I was just reading. But direct comparison, who read it better?
There were no riffs on that one. I mean, where's the love?
And it goes on for about 4 minutes. Let me just skip ahead and give you another taste.
None of this is the case. I hope and pray that our president is of sound mind and there would be no reason to have him removed from office using the 25th Amendment. At the same time, I hope and pray that those closest to the president would do the right thing for our country and not do the politically expedient thing to keep and maintain power.
He hopes he's of sound money.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a sincere wish as well.
Yeah. It's fun to be on like a mid podcast and like just listen to bad podcasts and just be like feeling so much better about yourself.
Literally. Yeah, that guy sucks. Am I right?
Yeah.
It sounds like he just like turned the phone recorder on and put the phone like on the floor next to an air vent and just read across the room this piece.
It's called lo-fi, dude.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Lo-fi, man.
I also pulled up this is the trailer episode of Chill with Wills. So this is like everyone's first introduction to Chill with Wills. I'm sure we all remember the first episode of Chill with Wills that we listened to.
This is the Chill with Wills pilot episode?
Yeah. This here.
So this is where it all started.
It's really short, so it won't take long. I'll play the whole thing for you here.
The bill is modeled after Texas law SB 4. It's straightforward.
He's got breakdowns.
Pretty good, right?
Was that like auto-generated? Did he just like feed his first episode into like some sort of AI that just adds little twangy little guitar riff in the background?
Yeah.
You should have had TikTok voice do it.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
would sound a lot better. I just love how he like cuts him off like mid-word.
Yeah.
No effort at all. John, you're welcome to come on our show anytime, though. I'll set you up with like a good mic, maybe, and we can We can hash out our political differences with a debate or something instead of shooting each other.
It's jarring seeing the picture that you put in the notes versus the picture on the actual article, because he has a beard in the one in your notes, and he doesn't in the other one. And, that beard is doing work.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah. He's like, Maggie, can you see the beard?
No, I only got the Zoom link.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Here. Well, this is the beard. All right.
Okay.
And that's no beard.
Show me the beard again.
There's a beard.
Mm-hmm. And no beard?
Am I wrong?
I don't know. They're comparable in attractiveness, but one of them is a guy who would be on Grindr and the other is not.
The beard is the Grindr, right?
No. Other way around.
Fuck. I don't understand. I just...
You'll learn. You'll learn.
I'm putting on the camo now. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I think he's part of the wave of like Ted Cruz beard growers, right? Suddenly all these guys decided that their naked faces were not doing it anymore. He honestly looks younger with the beard.
He does actually.
Yeah. What really bothers me about that photo though is like the way he's smiling. His tongue like sticks through his teeth a little bit.
I didn't notice that until you mentioned it.
Sorry, can you?
He's doing a little blep, like a.
Can we see this again?
I'll show it to you.
Like a dog. It's hot.
Oh my god! Yeah. No, he kind of does look cute there.
Yeah.
Chill with Wills, man.
I think I agree with the one with the beard is more attractive.
Yeah.
Phew. I'm vindicated.
I'm not sure if we've crafted the ultimate take on the Trump assassination attempt, but I think it's time for voicemails. You want to shift gears and talk about whatever these people called in to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We got 2 this week. So here's our first voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, I've got a fun question for you. So I work with a bunch of people from all over the country, work from home, live in Des Moines, and the definition of the Midwest, the capital M Midwest, comes up a lot because we have regions, and our regions are geographically constrained or whatever, so kind of crazy. But I love the debate of what is truly the Midwest. To me, it's, Minnesota down to maybe Kansas, over to the Dakotas, and then Michigan, I think is probably about as far over as I go. I might be controversial, but I do not include Ohio in the Midwest. I reject Ohio. So curious to hear your definition of the Midwest, and if it inspires anybody else to chime in with their definition. Love to hear that as well. Thanks, guys.
It's a classic debate.
It is.
Yeah. It's gone around a lot of times, and I think my opinion is that Midwest is a mindset.
Yeah.
If you're in Cleveland, but your heart is in the Midwest, you're in the Midwest. If you're in Pennsylvania, but you're listening to emo music, you're a Midwestern.
Yeah.
Our boy Teddy is a Midwesterner.
I think that's accurate.
Despite being from New Jersey.
You're making me think, because I also generally would not include Ohio. But when you brought up Pennsylvania, it was parts of Pennsylvania kind of are the Midwest.
Yeah, I was going to say Ohio, I agree pretty much. It's kind of on the border. There's a little bit more coastal influence, but I think Pennsylvania might be too far. Though, obviously, Western Pennsylvania is different than Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wouldn't include South Dakota or North Dakota. I think North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Nebraska are plains states.
Sure.
Omaha is a Midwestern city.
It's on the, we can give them that because it's close enough to the border that will, it's effectively part of Iowa.
If you go
no, just kidding.
Western Nebraska, that's,
it's kind of a desert.
Sorry, I'm getting the thumbs down. The Dakotas are Midwest, is the opinion.
Well, yeah, you've got a Dakota.
Do I hang out with the Dakotas? No. In them, Badlands National Park is not something that exists in the Midwest. The Black Hills don't exist in the Midwest. Sorry, I'm having an argument with my roommate now, which probably makes for great podcasting.
No, it's good. You live with a Dakotan, right? So I think
I do.
Her opinion matters.
That is not her, though.
Okay.
One thing is true, Missouri is not. Missouri was a slave state, so they're not allowed. And also, it's weird. Just when you cross the border from Iowa into Missouri, it's like a different world.
It's kind
like
of a swamp.
Yeah, exactly. It's overgrown. There's like weeds everywhere. There's like there's like no road markings and stuff in a lot of roads. And it's weird.
Missouri is the South. Most of it.
Yeah.
But like Columbia, Missouri feels like the Midwest.
Yeah, it does. That's true. Yeah.
St. Louis does not.
St. Louis feels like a fucking alien world.
St. Louis feels weird.
It's a weird place.
It's like New Orleans and Missouri.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a very weird city.
Michigan is part of Canada, I think.
Yeah, it's the Upper Peninsula of the Midwest. Or that's just Yoopers. Yeah, they're just Yoopers. They're their own thing.
Yeah. Parts of New York State are the Midwest.
Yeah.
Honestly, kinda.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm coming around to your way of thinking that it's more of a mindset than a geographic location.
Yeah. I don't believe in borders because I'm more leftist than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
You've made me more inclusive in my thought on this.
I'm glad I could change some minds today.
Yeah. But in terms of geography, Western Pennsylvania is more Midwest than Eastern Ohio. Does that make sense to you, Evan? Yeah.
100%.
It makes sense, yeah. Well, and then, like Cincinnati, that's like Kentucky, like, that's the South. So, like, Ohio has, it's not actually on the coast, but it's coastal, it's Midwest and the South all, like, fighting to claim it, basically.
Yeah. Ohio is not a nation state.
And that's why it is the most representative state in the entire country. And that's why it's always, like, we used to be a swing state in Iowa, and Ohio was going to maintain that mantle forever. Actually, I don't even know. Is Ohio a red state now?
Well, they still got Sherrod Brown as a senator, so there's some blue shit going on there, too.
But yeah, I guess, Ohio is not a battleground state in the 2024 presidential race, according to my very quick Google here.
Ohio will be a battleground state in the coming conflict.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's definitely going to happen. Yeah. We can continue this debate outside of the show. If you want to debate about what the Midwest is, I just have one request for you. Don't shoot your opponents in the debate over what is the Midwest. We can solve this without violence, I think.
And if you do, don't be a fucking pussy about it.
One more voicemail.
Hi, Right to Rock Hard Caucus. It's your Governor, Tim Reynolds. And I heard you guys complaining on your podcast about how I put the fat-ass, lazy 14-year-olds to work in the state. But listen, you guys aren't seeing the whole picture here. My administration lowered the work requirements to ages for construction, meatpacking plants, and mines, too. And we also made it illegal for cities to increase their minimum wage. And we cut EBT.
Did she say mines?
Yeah.
Are we literally sending kids to the mines in Iowa?
What do we mine?
Yeah, what are we mining?
They used to do some mining.
In Iowa?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Actually, there's a site you can look at to see, like, mine shafts, like, in your area. I live very close to one.
Maybe they're working in the quarries.
Yeah.
They're doing, that job where you dig a hole into the side of a mountain and put explosives in there, and then sometimes the rod shoots through your brain. That's a job.
Yeah. I don't know what that's called, but that sounds like a solid, union
type
work.
Of work that people
do. It could also be just speculative mining, just digging to see what's down there and hoping that you'll find something valuable.
Just because you're curious, yeah.
That's how it started, I assume, right? We didn't know.
So, a guy was just digging a hole for fun.
That's how the whole mining industry began. Okay, let her finish this voicemail.
And Medicaid eligibility, and we turned down summer EBT for fat-ass poor kids. I mean, this is part of the big plan, okay? Some people say that it's just a big gift to my corporate donors, but really, it's because I'm a big evil bitch. In Iowa, we make you breed them, but we don't feed them.
Okay, slay.
Wow. Nice evil cackle at the end. Cruella de Vil-esque characterization there. If you are Representative John Wills or anyone else who might want to call in to tell us how evil you are, the phone number is 319-849-8733. Or if you have your own ideas about what the Midwest is, don't shoot us over the phone.
Young and restless.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any firearms going off while you call us. It's dangerous for you and for me. I feel like scared to even say this, but we also have a P.O. box. Do not mail us any assassination attempts. It's at P.O. Box 5336, Coralville, Iowa 52241. This is, the Postal Service, it's like the federal government runs that, so don't take any chances about what you send in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay?
We like postal workers. They're good.
And if you are going to send something illegal, do not use like FedEx or UPS. Send it through the USPS.
That's true. Facts.
They need a warrant to open your mail.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
So that means
Good
just
point.
seal it really good. Make sure
I just think
there's
that's
anything.
information everyone should have.
If there's any white powder coming out of the fucking package, then make sure that you.
Yeah, don't fuck up the box, obviously. But yeah.
Don't send me anything like that.
Yeah, don't do that, but like you should know. You should know your rights.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe in this country and the rights that we have, and that's why I'm not going to kill the president or anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I should get that one in there at the end instead of something that got me in trouble like last time.
You got any trials coming up, Maggie, that you want to plug?
I do have a trial coming up, but this one will be chill, so you don't have to show up to it. But maybe I'll have information when we're closer to a trial.
Sure. Yeah. Let me know. Denver's trials at the end of this month, by the way, Evan. I may make a visit to Des Moines.
Oh, nice.
In a couple weeks for that.
Yeah, see, I have a day job, so I can't just attend trials willy-nilly. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I do want to let people know if you like the podcast and you want to hear more of it, some of it is behind a paywall. It's a $1 paywall, not that big of a hurdle. But if you don't have $1, it's fine. I'm not judging you. But if you
I'll send you my link if you DM me.
Go to patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. You can give us money if you want. There's a new episode of Speed Freak Read Speak where Tony and I talk about a Sonic the Hedgehog comic. And Evan and I are recording a new episode of Bay Not Me Slippin' later this week. We're going to review The Gray Chapter by Slipknot.
Thank you for reminding me about that, because I forgot and I need to listen to it.
Yeah, we're doing that on Thursday. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I'll mention the Iowa Abortion Access Fund again, as well as Autonomy Iowa City, who you can reach on Signal or by email. The details are on the Patreon. A free post, but I don't want to read all of it. And it's case sensitive and it's cumbersome to talk about with my voice. But if you need help getting abortion pills or anything like that, Autonomy Iowa City can help you. And things are getting worse for abortion here, so those services will be vital in the near future.
Can I plug something, Justin?
Yes, please do.
Every Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m., the Iowa Farm Sanctuary has strolls. You go there and you pay them like $10 or something. And then you can walk around and you can feed cows and goats their favorite fruits. And there's sheep there too. And all the animals are my friends. And you should go hang out with them. It's all summer through like, I don't know, sometime in September. But you can go any Sunday in the summer from 1 to 3.
Cool. 1 to 3 on Sundays. I know they've got cows and goats and chickens. What else you got over there?
Oh, they got pigs. They got sheep. Don't even get me started. They got turkeys. I think that's all the animals. Yeah, that's Iowa Farm Sanctuary.
Very cool. You like deer too, right, Maggie?
I love deer so much, but they aren't farmed animals, so they aren't at the sanctuary.
They're free.
But I love deer.
They have
one
freedom.
of the coolest animals.
I just bring it up because I saw an article that the street that the shooter lived on was like roped off by police tape, and deer were going under the police tape, just going wherever they pleased.
Hell yeah, it's become ungovernable.
Yeah, it's a deer autonomous zone.
They were doing an insurrection.
All right, we're going to close out with some music by Deathbag. That is the duo between Gabby Vanek and the dear departed Chris Wiersma. a posthumous release. It's going to come out October 4th. There are pre-orders up on Bandcamp right now. You can get digital or a vinyl if you are a physical media sicko. Flagellant Songs is the name of the album, and I'm going to play for you a little bit of Second Reading, which is like the pre-release track. Again, this is by Deathbag. You can find them at deathbagiowacity.bandcamp.com. And if you have a music that you want me to play on the show, go to rockhardcock.us. There's a link near the top where you can submit music, and I'll buy it from you on Bandcamp, and then I'll play a clip at the end of the show. And everyone will know you, and you will be famous. Finally. Finally. This is the path to fame.
Offer you really can't refuse.
All right, goodbye, everybody. I condemn all political violence.
I didn't do it.
Likewise.
I had nothing to do with this, and I have nothing to do with any theoretical future attempts on the lives of any politicians. I didn't have anything to do with it.
You know that I didn't have anything to do with it because it would have been way different if I did. So I'm completely...
All right, time to stop there. See you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.